Laura Ray, and I'm here with my top 5 from Revlon. Now, Revlon has been all the buzz lately. They've filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and I am so pulling for them that they will get through this. I'm going to support them by buying more Revlon makeup because it's a favorite brand of mine that I've used probably since I was a teenager, and I know that my mom always loved Revlon as I was growing up. And they have so many iconic makeup products. I get so nostalgic when I talk about Revlon. But I want to share with you my top 5 that I find myself reaching for all the time. Let's start with Eyeshadow. They hit a home run with the So Fierce line. I talked about these palettes a lot when they came out, and as you can see, even a person like me who has a lot of eyeshadow, I wanted to try all of them. I rarely do that. I usually buy a few shades that I think most of you will love to try out. But when I tried this palette, it sold me. And this one is Slight Flex. Now, what amazed me about this was this one shade, and it's duochrome. That's so hard to find at the drugstore. These shadows to me remind me of Charlotte Tilbury. The way that the formula goes on very thin and sheer, yet with some pigment. So I really love these shadows. If you haven't tried them, they're so affordable. They're under $10. I'll put all the links in the description of the video, but these are some of my favorite shadows, or are my favorite, that Revlon have ever made. I've used Revlon blushes for years, but my favorite was this line that they came out with not too long ago, maybe a year and a half ago. These rival high-end. They stay all day. They're so smooth and beautiful on the skin. This shade is Oh Baby Pink, and another favorite of mine is Apricot. But I use these blushes all the time. If these were the only blushes I owned, I'd be a really happy camper because they just are that great. They're right up there at the top of some of the best drugstore blush I've ever used, or maybe even high-end blush. These just look very luxe on the skin. Revlon has so many iconic lipstick shades. I don't want them to ever go away. I love Cherries in the Snow, and the one I'm wearing right now, Pink in the Afternoon. This is the one that was made famous in the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. So this is just so beautiful. It's a pinky peach, a unique shade that's hard to replicate. I rarely see brands come out with this shade. I know many of you have commented before that this is your favorite, that you bought it for years. That's one thing I love about Revlon. So many brands just have a shade for a while and then it disappears. We're in this world of fast makeup. Revlon has stayed true to keeping shades that everyone loves, and I so appreciate that. I'm sure you do too, because it's very frustrating to go back to repurchase a shade you love and it's gone, or you're paying a lot of money to try to buy it somewhere else. So this is one of my favorites. I think Revlon just has a beautiful formula. They're very creamy and they rival any high-end lipstick. Right now I'm wearing such a beautiful bronzer that I love. It's their Skin Lights bronzer. This came out probably about a year ago too, and just is a beautiful formula. It has a slight shimmer to it, but not glittery. So it gives life to your skin. As you turn in the light, you see a little bit of glow, yet it looks natural. I love this. It's one of my favorite drugstore bronzers that I own. I should say favorite bronzers because I have some high-end and I like this one just as well, but it blends beautifully on the skin and works on my mature skin. This Revlon Skin Lights Illuminator is a newer product to me. For me, it's sort of a replacement for high-end liquid illuminizers. This is beautiful on the skin. It really looks luxe. I can hardly believe this is from the drugstore. I think Revlon is one of the brands at the drugstore that I've come to depend on, that most of the time the products they make can really rival high-end. I think they're very underestimated. We have so many makeup brands out there, and that's what's put Revlon in this position. There's just so much competition. But let's keep them going because Revlon makes great highlighters and a lot of other amazing products. Those are my top 5. I would love to hear your favorite shades from Revlon. Maybe you've been using Revlon all your life. You can share a memory of Revlon. I know that I've used it since my teens, and I can remember my mother always having a Revlon lipstick in her purse. So there is so much nostalgia with Revlon, and it's so comforting to go to the drugstore and have a brand you can depend on. That really means a lot to me. So I hope Revlon's around for a long time. I hope you will have a blessed and beautiful week. All the products are listed beneath the video in the description. Any links that you use that supports my channel, and I appreciate you so much for doing that. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you on Saturday.